Yeah,
I was
dude.
invited. I was invited to play basketball with some old men, and I just need to get
That's
back in
cool.
shape.
Yeah.
I went to walk out at 7:45, and like, hey man, if you leave, then we can't play one more game because there's only 10 of us. So I got guilted into playing the last game.
Damn.
So
Well, did you win?
yeah, we did. We did. I
Nice.
mean, played like 10 games.
Oh.
I'm not gonna be able to walk tomorrow.
Did you win all of them?
No,
Pussy.
dude, I'm such a loser, dude.
Bigelow bitch.
Let's say I'm like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I won enough not to have a high draft pick, or the Minnesota Vikings for that matter.
Yeah.
Like
But
refused. I refused to start over, but I won enough games to where I'll never be actually good.
I took a Lisa on your heart. I took a Lisa on your heart. Can I Lisa, Lisa Bud? Can I Lisa, Lisa Bud? Can I Lisa, Lisa Bud?
welcome back, everybody. We are Rough Draft Research. You are the audience, and together we are on a quest for Dynasty Domination. How's it going over there, boys?
You go ahead.
Me first. Good, good.
No,
Nice.
doing great. Doing. Oh, sorry. You go ahead. No, doing,
Swell.
doing great over here.
If I
Just
had
played
a tail, I'd be wagging it. What
my
up?
my tail is wagging. So
Nice.
Strange.
Respect it.
Where are you, Christian? What's up, dude? You getting ready
Good,
to go
man.
overseas? Chilling? You got locked in? You can hardly contain your excitement. What's up?
Oh, I'm very excited. Yeah, we're gonna be hitting the Far East this week. It's gonna be fun being in Japan.
Oh,
Haven't been there ever, so I'm pretty excited. But international trips are always crazy. So it's been a busy week, but I will be gone. So we we are not gonna record for next week. Just a heads up, anyone listening, because I'm not gonna do that while I'm overseas. I feel like the connection wouldn't be that great. Um,
well, I
but
bought tickets to see Wu-Tang this fall, so I
oh
also
shit.
am traveling to the
To
Far
the Far
East,
East.
and
Hell yeah.
so that's
That's
it.
gonna be awesome. That's gonna be a great time.
I'm pumped.
But I'm also pumped because we are rounding out the Sweet 16 over the next couple episodes of the Dynasty Rookie Tournament. It's coming along, and these matchups are getting better and better
Tough,
and better.
tough.
And we are hitting the crux of the season of our season anyway, which is right before actually anything
That's
picks up.
just the opposite of the calendar season.
Yeah, exactly. We coast through the actual NFL season, but this
Amen,
is where
brother.
we do the work. So we are gonna hit you back with another section of the round of 32, and we're gonna be in the Atlantic this episode. So once again, sorry to all the southern states that are included in the Atlantic. You don't count as the South in terms of this if you touch the Atlantic Ocean. So speaking of which, we're gonna go with our number one seed, wide receiver CJ Daniels out of Miami, up going against the 9 seed wide receiver Ted Hurst out of Georgia State. Um, this one, I want to hear what you guys have to say. I think because I feel like this is an upset special.
It started out as an upset for me.
Yeah,
Um, I got to watching some of that Miami film, and I kind of took a turn, you know.
really interesting. Okay.
Um, I do like Hurst in this one, and it's strictly the age
Hmm.
thing killing Daniels. But I gotta say, he kind of turned my head a little bit
Interesting.
when I was watching a little of that film. He had some really interesting catches that were
Yeah, that's
very
fair.
exciting.
Yeah. He is a
But
circus catch guy. I did notice that as well. His hands are or Daniel's hands are really nice. Only
thank
nine
you.
drops through 295 targets. That's a 4% drop rate. He goes up and gets the ball, which I always like, and he does fight through contact. He had an incredible one-handed catch touchdown against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That should have been an interception. So I hear what you're saying, but I do think Hurst beats him though in some key areas, production being one,
For sure.
athleticism, the age, the speed. There's just I liked Hurst more. Daniels was a guy that I think a little bit ago would have been higher on people's lists, and they're kind of these guys are kind of on two opposite trajectories. Like Hurst was on nobody's radar, and then he kind of popped up around the combine, and now everybody's all over him. He's been moving up the PFF big board. And Daniels, when I did the seeding, which is why he's the number one seed, was pretty high on the PFF big board, and he's fallen all the way to 118. And I just really think that Hurst is going to surprise people with how early he goes in the draft. I genuinely think he could be like a mid-second round pick. Like I just think people are going to look at his size, his speed, the combine and everything, and it's like those small school guys, it's easy to get worried about them until they show up at the combine and actually show that like no, they were dust and fools because they're actually super athletic, not just because they're playing future accountants or whatever. So
The
yeah,
Sun Belt, dude. Can't, it's not
Sunbelt.
that bad. It's not that bad,
Fair
but
enough. Yeah.
Well, I think Hurst just wins straight off the fact that he's got a basketball highlight film out there.
Oh, there you
So,
go.
you
oh,
know,
6'4", 442. All right, so we won't even talk about Hurst anymore because he's on the Sweet 16 path.
All right.
Um, I did think, dude, that one-handed catch versus Notre Dame, that was like his
Yeah.
first touchdown catch of the year, and it was
hmm
like the best play of his career. And that's a long career. It's like 6 seasons here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But honestly, he had a good pace going. He had through the first couple of weeks, I think it was 6 or 7 games before he had an injury, that leg injury that had him out. He had
hmm
350 yards and 6 scores
That's fair. Yeah.
before that leg injury. But I liked the dude. I liked Daniels for a couple of reasons. I thought he had some dynamic speed and open field agility,
Mm.
and he really wins on the deep passes, consistently creating separation through some quick releases and finding open spots. But more than anything, I think him and Carson Beck, they had like a vibe where they were on a different level, and they almost capitalized on confusion. Like if you
Mm.
watch the plays, like the all 22, it's like 20 dudes playing one football game, and then Daniels and Beck playing a different game. And Daniels just had a way like breaking late deep, and Beck just hitting him on some weird dimes. So I kind of started to like fall for the dude, but then I put the Hearst film on, and like it ain't a thing. I'm looking forward to diving more into him, having him on the
Yeah.
next round. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm excited, especially small school guy. Is this the farthest a small school standout has ever made?
it must be, dude.
I would think. I'd have to go
S-
check with that,
Yeah.
but
Sincere McCormick, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, man. This is like Stephon Curry in the NCAA basketball tournament, taking
oh yeah.
Davidson all the way to
Oh,
what, Elite
fuck.
Eight. But
Damn.
I will say what I like about Daniels is he just feels like he's kind of got that pedigree and that dog mentality. He's willing to go to the second level and block down field.
Mm.
So it's like that's kind of why I give this to Hurst, because he just feels like he could be a playmaker, where
hmm
Daniels just feels like he could be like a number three
Yeah.
on a team and kind of just like help in the trenches kind of thing.
hmm
But I don't know. He looks good. You go to Miami with Carson Beck. He's got a fluid route tree.
Yep.
But I don't know. You just get too excited over her, so you got to give it to him.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you in the profile for Daniels. Like he seems more like a wide receiver three to me. I thought his like it was interesting to hear you talk about his dynamic speed. I kind of felt the opposite. Now when I turned, it was like one of those things where I was watching the tape and I was like snoozing on
Mm.
Daniels, and then I turned on the highlights, and his highlights are so high that it got me really excited about him. But yeah, he transfers from Liberty after a 1,000 yard season to LSU. People are expecting big things. He goes for 480 yards and no touchdowns. I think he got hurt that year. And then he transfers to Miami and has an okay season, but gets hurt again. So yeah, you're talking about an older 24-year-old prospect with some injury issues. Just not something like I think both these guys are like kind of swingy, like swing for the fences type guys potentially. And I'm gonna go with Hurst, the younger, like more explosive option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude's built. Bring
Yeah,
it.
for sure. All right. Well, the small schools. Oh, go ahead, AJ.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, imagine what he can do at the next level with coaching.
Yeah,
That's kind of what excites me about him.
for real. Yeah,
But
it'll
we'll
be
talk about him
exciting.
next week.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Okay.
So the number 9 seed small school standout Ted Hurst moving on, upsetting the number 1 seed CJ Daniels. All right. So we just talked about him. The number 5 seed Carson Beck, CJ Daniels, quarterback at Miami,
Mm.
is going up against the 4 seed Justin Jolly, tight end out of NC State. And I didn't want Carson Beck really to go last week or whatever last round. I definitely don't want him to go here.
Yeah. All right.
I was gonna push back a little bit, only because of the positional value, especially with this draft. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was watching Justin Jolly, and man, that guy gets bull rushed like a bitch, dude. That guy can't block. He can't block to save his life. And when I was watching early in the film, I was like, man, this guy is just getting beat. He can't pass block to save his life, and then you watch him run routes and make catches, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him.
Yeah. He's
Yeah, my
definitely a
first
receiving threat. But go ahead.
the first line in notes here is I found his blocking stood out as more of an inconvenience to defenders than true protection.
Yeah,
Damn.
And
he
Yeah,
can
it's
chip.
yeah.
He can chip and get downfield, but
yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's the problem with a lot of the tight ends in this class, to be honest. Like none of them are really like standout blockers. It's all like they're moving to these like smaller, quicker tight ends, which Justin Dolly really does fit into that category. But
Yeah,
I
six
mean,
four 241.
yeah,
It's
that's nothing to write home about in terms of size. But yeah, he is a good receiving weapon.
for sure.
In terms of Beck. I just don't really like him. As
Oh,
rude as that
come on.
says,
Is it the
he
eyes? The
yeah.
eye
no.
spacing.
I think it's his inconsistent accuracy, which might have something to do with the eyes, I suppose.
Hey,
But
could it's making multiple reads at once.
especially deep, I feel like the deep throw is like he can throw it, like he's got an arm, but you just don't really know where it's gonna land. I didn't really think he handled pressure too well or disguised coverages that well. And I just think those are the kind of issues that are going to be exposed at the next level rather than like get better. I mean, you never know with these guys. I don't, their work ethic, and I'm famously bad at grading quarterbacks, so who knows? He'll probably be Patrick Mahomes, but he
Boom.
does. He
Heard
does
it here
have the
first.
physical school, the tools to play.
Clip it.
Clip it, yeah. He does have the tools to play the position, and I do think
Yeah.
he's going to be a solid backup, and maybe have like a Gardner Minshew type career. Like,
Oh,
so
Okay.
that's not nothing, Like that's I
no.
don't think he's trash or anything. I'm not really interested in that for my fantasy team. Maybe I'll pick him up off the waiver wire if he's gonna start, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to go grab him. Maybe in a super flex, but probably not.
Could be toilet water, could be the next Gardner Minshew. Heard it here first. Yeah, honestly, dude, I thought for me, the two quarterbacks that I watched in this round were, Fernando Mendoza and Carson Beck. And comparing those two, I kind of liked a lot of things about Beck's game, in that he's, able to let routes develop for his wide receivers.
Mm,
He's not just like getting a snap and instantly throwing the ball. He did have some multi-read, good processing. The deep ball is definitely in his skill set, but inconsistent as hell. So I'll give you
yeah.
that. But I thought, man, I thought that the way he kind of read defenses and let his players make plays was pretty impressive. It wasn't like straight off the snap, straight off the call sheet. It was some processing and some quarterbacking by him that took the team to the national championship. We got to remember this
Mm,
was his first year with Miami, so for him to get installed into this offense and go off the way they did, definitely speaks for him. He had some great protection, right? That line was nice. But one thing that stood out is watching him play. I expected there to be a lot more on the ground from him, but he didn't really have a rushing presence, even though he seems like he's got the size. And we saw some big plays in the, especially national championship game where he just got physical and ran the ball, but he only had 43 rushing yards for the whole 2025 season, which is
Oh,
Damn.
abysmal. So that was that was the thing that got me on the Jolly train because it was neck and neck for a minute there.
gotcha.
Yeah, I just think he's got happy feet, and
Hmm.
just what you guys said, happy feet, which just collapses under the pressure a little bit. And how does the ball get knocked down from the line of scrimmage so many times when you're 6'5"?
That's fair. Yeah,
But
I just remember thinking in the national championship, just kind of waiting for him to fuck it up, and he did at the end.
Yeah,
But
that's for sure.
I mean, it is what it is. You're right. He got him all the way there, on a team that like wasn't supposed to be that good, and then even their seeding for for the college football playoffs was not
oh, they were
incredible.
they barely made it.
Yeah,
Like they,
so definitely got lucky in terms of not lucky, but like th that ability to bring them up is good. You're right. I mean, if you guys wanted to go back, that would be
No,
like
dude.
I
no,
don't,
dude.
but
No, no. He shouldn't have made it past the last round. I was just like surprised, and I'm serious with this Mendoza stuff.
yeah.
Like, man, that guy's got a hot potato in his hand. You got to get rid of it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's a scheme thing though too.
Exactly
Like
right.
it's Kurt Signetti, which I mean that does bring up some red flags. Like if he can't just have those scripted plays, is he going to be that good? But that's not who we're talking about right now.
Nope.
That'll be the
Some
Midwest
other time.
some other
Yeah,
time.
in
Um,
Brady we trust, brother.
yeah.
Do it.
All right, so Carson Beck finally does not make it through the round of 32, and Justin Jolly is going to be in the Sweet 16. Oh, the Atlantic bracket. Um, Next up, we've got the six seed Antonio Williams, wide receiver out of Clemson, going up against the number three seed Zachariah Branch, wide receiver out of Georgia. One of Daniel's boys. You know what? I'll let you start from there.
Yeah, I think Branch takes this one, guys. I know it's tough for everyone to hear, but for me, I like what Branch has going on. He showed out at the combine. He's tiny little guy,
Yeah.
but I think that I don't think you could find much argument. I'm willing to entertain it if you guys think otherwise, but that's where I'm at. Anybody tend to
I'm a big
disagree?
fan of Antonio Williams,
Mm.
man. I think he is just smooth as hell, dude. And with Zachariah Branch, I'm just like, I feel like he just 90% of his routes were screen passes.
Mm.
Sure, sure. No,
But
I don't disagree, but I do think that Branch has a higher hype level, a higher pedigree, and he's going to get better draft capital. He's got an opportunity. These are both like legit only slot
Yeah.
type wideouts. So on the head to head, I don't know, man. Leaning Branch, what do you got, Christian? Where are you
yeah,
at?
Chris, I'm leaning Antonio, so it's up to you,
Okay.
Christian, the tiebreaker.
All right. Yeah, I mean this one was close to me. Like you said, both these guys kind of profile as slot guys at the next level. Obviously, Williams is a little bit bigger for that role, but that's still kind of where they're going to be most effective. They're both versatile. I think they can both be used as like a gadget screen guy in the slot role effectively. Williams got a lot of runs in there, which he was pretty effective at. They're both premium athletes. I think. The interesting thing about their speed is like it comes in different places. I feel like Williams has the advantage in like the short bursts. Like if he catches these small passes, he'll just take off and like kind of zoom through the hole almost like a running back. But then Branch has like the long speed advantage to the point where like he's got legit games breaking speed. Like if he finds a lane, that's a wrap.
He
You're
gone.
not catching him. He caught a 1 yard pass against Marshall and literally didn't even shake the linebacker in front of him, just took off the sidelines for a 47-yard score and left the dude in the dust. And the dude had like a 5 yard buffer to try and catch him, and it just didn't happen. Like I said, Williams runs like a running back to me, which I think he's shifty in his own right. But then you try to compare the numbers, and like Branch had 20 missed tackles for us compared to Williams 8. this season. And when you look at their career, the numbers are a lot closer. You only got a 34 missed tackles forced advantage for Branch compared to 31. So really close, but Branch had way less opportunities. Williams has 207 catches for his career to Branch's 160, and 81 of those are coming this year when he transferred to Georgia. If you do that percentage wise, in terms of percentage of catches with a missed forced tackle, Branch is at 24% and Williams is at 15%. And that's kind of where I ended up landing with this one is like I went with the more guy I felt like was more dynamic. He's just got this ability to really break a play, whereas Williams is more like potentially more consistent, could be at the next level, and maybe has some extra stuff you could do with him. But I did go with Branch. I landed on Branch. I'm with you, AJ. Don't sleep on Antonio Williams. I think he's a really good
Nah,
player, and I think he has a lot
absolutely.
to offer
Yep.
at the NFL level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't get like 634, yards after
Yeah,
contact though,
yeah.
or after
Oh
the catch. Sorry, after the catch. My
Mhm.
goodness, they didn't even have
I
that many yards. Period. Weird.
Oh man, I don't know. To
Put
me,
him
I
in a
just feel
body
like
bag, Johnny.
he profiles as a guy that can be more than just a gadget guy. I
For
think
sure,
he
dude.
can be a playmaker, but he also can catch the ball at a high point, and I just love his routes, man. They're just so smooth. They're just so silky smooth. But
Dude.
I'll give it to Daniel. I don't mean to toot Atwell your own horn, but maybe he will be something at the next level.
Oh
Give it to
man,
Branch, man.
Dude, the NFL's getting smaller, dude. You got to keep up.
getting smaller
Uh,
and
Yeah.
faster. That's true. All right,
Not
so
that Williams isn't pretty quick, dude. The guy had like
yeah.
some dribble drive, to his game. And I
Hmm.
felt like his execution and his energy were like pro level. Like he already has
Yeah.
NFL level intensity and the dynamic usage. He's just ready for that gadget type role. Scrappy is definitely the word I give him.
Hmm.
So
I'm with
love
you.
it.
Definitely.
80th, 85th percentile burst score for Williams as well. So like there's that short yardage burst coming into play. So yeah, I
Totally.
like him, but not enough to beat Branch. So Zachariah Branch is moving up in the round of 32. For what it's worth, Mr. Williams, you are on Daniel Jeremiah's top 50 players instead of Zachariah
Wow.
Branch. So you never know, but you are not making it past the round of 32 here. So our last matchup of the round of 32 for the Atlantic side of the bracket is the number 10 seed, Demond Claiborne, running back out of Wake Forest,
Yep.
going up against the number 2 seeded Skylar Bell, wide receiver out of Connecticut. Everybody knows I'm a big Bell fan, and you and I have both talked about how we like Claiborne. So I kind of want to hear AJ. I haven't heard your opinion of really either of these guys.
So for me, I absolutely love Claiborne's tape. It's
Hmm.
fun. It feels like he's just got one speed. I think he can hit a hole really real quick. I mean, I just think he could be an all around back if he weighed
Mm.
15 more pounds.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be a sizes kind of guy, but like, I mean, when's the last time you saw like a sub 190 guy succeed at the running back position in the NFL? First guy that came to mind, I saw a comparison to Brashard Smith, and like, you can't even beat out uh, injured Isaiah Pacheco and
Hmm.
a 30-year-old Kareem Hunt. I just,
Ouch, dude.
I don't know, man. I did really like it, so I think I got to give this one to Skylar Bell personally. But I did really like the tape. I mean, I'm really cheering for the guy. I'm really
Hmm.
cheering for Claiborne because I really want him to succeed. It's just like I don't know. Sometimes you just got to follow the data, and I just don't think he can succeed at the next level.
Yeah.
So
I think that's similar to what we've been saying about him. We really like him, especially as a receiver.
yeah,
He is a sneaky good receiver. And he, like you said, he has a really fun tape to watch. Patient runner. He's got a really good combination of like vision and patience.
yeah,
But like you're saying, size is going to limit him at the next level. 17th in missed four tackles, 17th in missed tackles forced with fewer carries than all but five guys in front of him for the 2026 draft class. So he's got some legit elusivity to his game. 108 missed tackles forced across 3 seasons. So there's a lot to like here. I do think somebody's going to be able to take advantage of him at the NFL level, but I am kind of worried about like consistency. Could be like a deeper league guy that you want on your roster to throw in case of an injury or like a Hail Mary throw, and you hope he catches 4 passes and takes one in a game. But I don't know if you'll get that much consistent workload out
Yeah.
of him.
Yeah, if
And
he
I
ends
think
up in a team where like they have a nice passing game and he can just do what he does, which is, kind of beat you to the perimeter and
Hmm.
take it down the field for big time plays. He had what, like 42% breakaway yard percentage, which is
Hmm.
outrageous. So he's just housing balls. It was kind of like a 0 yards gained or touchdown for him, which kind of limits his availability for like critical usage volume. But if he ends up on a dynamic team with that explosive element, he could be like a Devon A. Chan light type
Hmm.
situation as a number two and a committee, really adding a lot of fire to a backfield.
Yeah,
yeah.
it would have
I
been
was
it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that he's gonna be what, close to 23 when the NFL season starts
True.
too. Like
Yeah,
that's
True that.
that
a
is
I
lot of
did think,
true.
time.
dude, his feet though, it looked like hailstones on the pavement out there,
Yeah.
man. Just
Oh, for
bouncing
real.
everywhere. It
Yeah,
was
no,
beautiful.
super bouncy. I would have loved if he would have linked up with Mike McDaniel,
Oh
but I
yeah.
think the Keaton Mitchell signing by the Chargers is probably going to make that not
Oh,
really
Chargers is a
viable.
perfect spot for this guy.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. Yeah, 4.340 for Claiborne. So yeah, I do think he's got a lot to offer, but I'm a big Skylar Bell guy. So um,
You heard it here first.
so
Yeah.
Skylar Bell moving on to the Sweet 16 for the Atlantic side, and Damon Claiborne's Cinderella story ends here. We had some fun seeding in the Atlantic bracket, but your Sweet 16 is gonna be the number 9 seed Ted Hurst going up against the number 4 seed Justin Jolly. And then the matchup that me and Dan are probably gonna have to slug it out
Okay.
on, Zachariah Branch going up against Skylar Bell for that Sweet 16. So that is gonna be a really fun episode, I think. Uh, but we've got one more section of the round of 32s to go, and that's the Midwest bracket. So please join us when we do that. But until then, we've been Rough Draft Research. You've been the audience, and we'll see you next time.
That's right. Take care, y'all.
Take a Lisa off my heart.
We get
Woo!
Sad Surfer in there this week.
I took a Lisa on your heart.